Oh my god, are you a wizard? I am a sorcerer, not a wizard. Can you grant me a wish? I told you I'm a sorcerer. Genies grant wishes too, you idiot. I want a pony, can you give me a pony? Hey, that's not a pony. Kill him. What's up, fellow collectors? Today I'm talking about the Quan Chi Mortal Kombat X action figure, and I am super excited about this action figure, man. Quan Chi is like one of my favorite characters in the Mortal Kombat game, and we finally have an action figure for him, and I'm really happy that Mezco did this because this guy just looks freaking sick. Got a bunch of alternative hands, some accessories down at the bottom. Nice Mortal Kombat Dragon logo in the back there. On the back here, you get to see a picture of what Quan Chi looks like, as well as all of his accessories here. You got a nice little skull, sword, and then a bunch of alternative hands. He also got a nice biography of Quan Chi here, so if you want to read that, go ahead and pause the video. So I'm going to go ahead and open this figure up and review it. Alright, I got this figure opened up, and I'm very happy to say I didn't have any problems with the joints or anything breaking. Very happy about that. It seems like the quality control on the Mezco stuff is really top notch. I've only had one problem with the figure so far, and that's really about it. Now, it comes with a ton of accessories here. One thing that I did not see, and it was not listed on the back of the packaging, was these glowing kind of skeleton hands, and they look really good. I mean, the sculpting on them is awesome. The paint on them is awesome, very glowy and awesome looking. It's got a little peg there on the back. You can actually attach it to the back of the figure, which is the only way I can see you utilizing this accessory for the figure. Now, it also comes with this glowing skull here, and the sculpt looks great, and I love the kind of transparency that it has. Very Quan Chi and Sorcerer-like, because he always shoots these skulls at you in the game. Then he also comes with this blade here, this nice sword, and that looks really great. I like the way the blade is sculpted. Very cool, menacing looking, very Quan Chi-like once again. Definitely did a great job with the handle there, you know, with that nice wound up banding there at the handle. Looks very good. Now, it also comes with 4 additional hands. You get 2 of the closed grip fists, and then you get 2 of these kind of open grip type of hands, and then he has 2 completely open palm hands that he comes with right out of the gate. Now, you can easily pop these hands in and out, and I'm happy about that. Mezco did a great job designing this feature on all of the Mezco action figures that you get for the Mortal Kombat line. So you get a lot of, you know, posability with these guys. You can easily swap in their hands in and out, get them in different poses, and it definitely helps out when you're trying to get their accessories to work with the figure. Now, he holds on to the sword very well. I'm happy about that. It's not going to fall out of his hands. Definitely did a great job to where these accessories work with this figure, and you know, I'm really happy with how big this sword looks. You know, some of the Series 1 Mezco figures, I felt like their accessories were a little bit small in scale and perspective with the figures, but for Series 2, all of the accessories, man, they really stepped it up to what it looks like. You know, they're more in scale with the figure, in my opinion. Now, it took a little bit of finagling, but I was able to get that skull into his hands as well, to where it looks like he's about to kind of fire that off at an enemy there. Very cool looking once you get it into his hands, and I could probably, if I fiddle with it a bit more, get him into an even better looking pose with that skull. Very cool accessory to include with the figure, and you know, everything just looks like it pretty much just popped right out of the game and into your hand. Now, taking a look at some of the detail on the figure, the face sculpt is absolutely phenomenal. Probably the best face sculpt I've seen from Mezco thus far with the Mortal Kombat line. Definitely his eyes are just completely awesome looking. You know, I didn't get any kind of cross-eyed look, and they very much pop out at you. I love all the writing and detail they put all over his head. Very awesome. Definitely did a great job with that, and the writing's nice and clean. Nothing's really blotched or blemished, as well as those lines going from his eyes to the back of his head. Very good looking, and he kind of has this kind of stern, evil, kind of menacing look to him. I really do think that that face sculpt is just absolutely perfect and suiting for Quan Chi. Definitely love his shoulder armor and these spikes that come up here on his shoulders. very, very awesome looking. Very happy about his armor all around too, and it just looks great. I love this detailing that they've put into this figure. They definitely put their time into making sure that this is like a super accurate representation of Quan Chi in the game. All these little silvers and browns just really just pop out at you. And then they add in some dry brushing and some weathering here all over the armor to give a little bit of grit to it. I really do love his leg gauntlets. They just put in so much detail down in the bottom of his legs. I mean, it's just incredible. I love all the sculpting. I love all the silver bits and all the dry brushing. Everything just pops out here, and they just did an amazing job. You could tell they really put in their time into this figure, as well as his pants here. It just looks like nice and clothy down there. On the side of his arms, you can see more of that red writing, sorcery kind of tattoos that he has, as well as some great amount of detailing with his gauntlets there. Very cool looking stuff. And then on the other side, he's got more of that as well. Now, as far as articulation goes, you got a nice 360 motion you can get out of the head. Very, very awesome. You can very clearly look up with him and very clearly look down. You got a 360 motion at the upper arm there. You got a nice ball hinge elbow and a ball hinge wrist. The waist doesn't really have a whole lot of articulation. It seems like some of that armor might be limiting a little bit of the articulation, but there is enough to get a little bit out of it. Now his legs, they can actually kick back pretty decently far. You know, nothing too incredible. Probably the best I've seen out of the Mezco line so far. And this is a nice rubber plastic, so it doesn't limit the articulation too much. But they can't really kick out too far. You got a nice ball hinge at the knee and a ball hinge at the ankle, and there's a really good amount of ankle pivot there, so you can get him in a lot of cool standing type positions. He's got 2 peg holes at the bottom of his feet, but he doesn't come with an actual base or stand. You'd have to get that on your own separately. But besides that, man, this figure is just completely incredible, and I am just so happy that this guy is part of my collection now. So that's pretty much it, guys. I am very, very happy with this figure, and I would highly recommend picking this guy up. I got a feeling that this guy is probably going to fly off the shelves here. I mean, all the Mezco Mortal Kombat stuff's really been pretty amazing in my eyes. I do wish that the ninjas had a little bit more of a classic feel to them, but, you know, that's not on Mezco's fault. That's, you know, the guys over at Mortal Kombat designing them in this new kind of look. I don't personally care for that, but for all these other characters, man, they've just been nailing them out. Like Katana, Quan Chi is awesome. I'd love to see an Ermac or maybe even some other characters in the Mortal Kombat, like a Kenshi or something, coming out in the later series if they do more of these Mortal Kombat figures. Really got my fingers crossed that they keep going with this and they keep designing awesome figures, because I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and I'd love to see Mezco do more of these Mortal Kombat figures, because they have just been nailing these figures, man. Check out my channel, guys. I got a ton of action figure reviews on there, a ton of Mortal Kombat stuff. I also put animations in all of my reviews because I like to make you guys laugh. I also collect other lines as well, like Halo and Mega Bloks, Walking Dead, Star Wars, all that good nerdy stuff. So make sure you subscribe, because I come out with new videos every week, and I will see you guys all in my next review, and thank you all for watching.